Hi guys, another episode of Things I Like, and this is a shot of my outdoor mini pond that I raise common goldfish, Shibunkins, and koi. So, here it is. I have the filter off right now so you can see the fish, but what I have in here are two koi, so that large gold one there, and the other one is that one right there, the orange and black speckled one, that one right there. I also have three comets, so red and whites. So that's my favorite one there. You see the tail and the fins, quite large, as well as that one and that one. There's three altogether, the three red and white ones. And I've got two Shubunkins, so that's this guy and underneath that one right there. There's two of them. So in total, there is seven goldfish and koi inside this pond. So how big is this thing? I think it's about 80 gallons. And I keep it on my front porch. I wanted to have commons at home, and wanted to have a pond, but it was just too much. The way it worked out, it was I got this old fiberglass frame from my dad, who used to have a pond in his backyard. This was like his original pond. And what I did was I just put it on my deck and put a wood frame around it, because it was just a shell, because it used to be buried. I put this wood frame around it so it kind of matched the porch. And for filtration, I can't remember what brand it is, but it just sits on the bottom there. And you see there's a light, a glowing blue light. That's the, oh gosh, ultraviolet, the UV sterilizer. When this thing's running, it pumps water through it and it gets rid of any excess algae. So they just kind of stay out here all year. I've had them for a year now, and they're quite a bit bigger than they were when I first got them. They were all pretty small when I got them. And the reason why I wanted them is because, well, they're much more hardy. I don't have to worry about them anywhere near as much as my fancy fish that I keep inside the school classroom. And yeah, the colors are much more vibrant because they're outside and they're living more or less in natural conditions. The sunlight helps them. They eat bugs that fall into the pond, and I haven't lost. They've never been sick. I don't have to worry about them pretty much at all. And even during the wintertime, what's neat about having outdoor goldfish is you don't even have to feed them during the wintertime. For those of you guys who don't know about goldfish, their metabolism goes so low during the winter months that even when the pond is frozen over, like when it's like 2 inches of ice on the top and they're stuck on the bottom, their metabolism is so low that if you feed them, it's actually bad for them because they don't digest it very quickly, and the food actually sits in their intestine, and they can get an infection from it. So you're actually not supposed to feed them at all. So they fast for about 2 months, no food, and in the spring, they become more active as the water heats up, and then you start feeding them again, and they grow. They have a huge growth spurt in the spring. So yeah, and it's neat. I change the water once a week, and about half the water. But like I said, these things are nowhere near. They don't require anywhere near as much maintenance as my fancies. These things are quite hardy, and in some ways, I want to not pamper them too much because I want them to be a bit tougher. I've never had any kind of sickness or disease with them, and they are pretty cool. What do I feed them? I just feed them pellet food, bugs, worms. Not very often, just every now and then. You're not supposed to give them too many. It's too much protein. But typically just pellets. And the nice thing about them is I can give these commons, because their body shape is not football-y like the fancies, that they don't have any swim bladder problems, that I can give them the floating food, and they're fine with it. And it's great giving them floating food because they actually come to the surface and come and get food from the top. So I have a kind of a mesh cage, not a cage, but like cover I put on this. The koi does jump, so I'm always worried that the koi is going to jump out of the pond, and I'm also worried about raccoons and cats getting at the fish, because the fish are fairly friendly. They'll come to the surface, and we at my parents' house we have a goldfish pond as well, and we've had raccoons come and raid the pond, and it's really frustrating when you have like a 8-year-old goldfish you've been raising get eaten by a pack of raccoons. Anyway, I'm gonna turn the filter on so you guys can see what it looks like. There you go. That's it. Breaks the water, oxygenates the water, and and even during the winter months, I don't even have to have this thing on. I literally just have a pool of water sitting here for the 2 months of winter, and I don't have to have the filter running because the fish aren't producing any waste during the winter months because they're not eating. Anyway, so my common goldfish tank is one of the things I like.